Tonight, Google reveals 2026 hardware lineup. Pixel 11, Pixel Watch 5, and Pixel Tag. The Pixel Tag is Google's answer to the AirTag. Android now has a tap-to-share feature. Google's Pixel Watch 5 dives deeper into AI and health. Google aims for influencers with the Pixel 11 Creator Suite. Google takes on AirTag with the new $29 Pixel Tag. Google unveils the Pixel Watch 5 with a smarter Gemini and advanced health monitoring. Google's Pixel 11 lineup offer fewer hardware changes. But much more Gemini, Google's Quick Share adds a tap-to-share mode, and everything announced at Made by Google 26, Pixel 11, Pixel Watch 5, Pixel Tag, and tons of Gemini features. We start with Google reveals 2026 hardware lineup, Pixel 11, Pixel Watch 5, and Pixel Tag. Google reveals 2026 hardware lineup, Pixel 11, Pixel Watch 5, and Pixel Tag. Google has revealed its Pixel phone hardware for 2026, and you won't be surprised. The Pixel 11 series looks a lot like last year's lineup, featuring an evolution of the design Google adopted with the Pixel 9. There are some minor tweaks, a few new hardware goodies, and yes, even more Gemini-powered AI. The new phones are joined by an updated Pixel Watch 5 with much the same story, as well as Google's first in-house tracker device, the Pixel Tag. And you can place orders for all of Google's new hardware today. The Pixel 11 series is clearly the star of the show. You might even call it the highlight. Highlight. Just as the leaks predicted, Google's most notable hardware innovation for the 2026 Pixel phones is the return of the notification-led sort of. Highlight is available on the Pro phones, so the base model Pixel will remain unilluminated. Highlight consists of a ring of RGB LEDs inside the flash assembly on the back of the phone. It lights up when you're talking to Gemini, so you don't have to look at the screen of your phone to know you've been heard or that the AI is working. Thus, it makes the most sense when the phone is lying face down. The multicolored LEDs can owls. The Pixel Tag is Google's answer to the AirTag. More than 2 years after launching its own device tracking network, Google has finally followed up with its own tracker. The Pixel Tag, which goes on sale in November, looks like one of the more capable trackers too. It combines ultra-wideband, UWB, with Bluetooth 6-channel sounding for 2 distinct types of precision tracking. The Pixel Tag is Google's answer to the AirTag. The $29 tracker combines UWB with Bluetooth channel sounding. The Pixel Tag goes on sale on November 11th, unlike the newly announced Pixel 11 and Pixel Watch 5, which are already available to pre-order and ship next week. When it arrives, the tag will cost $29 with a 4-pack for $99, the exact same pricing as Apple's AirTag 2. The Pixel Tag is a slim oblong device available in one grayish color, fog, that weighs about 12 g or 0.4 Oz. Like the AirTag, it has no built-in hooks or clips for attaching to objects you want to track. There's a single button that will trigger a sound on your phone for the rare occasion when you've got the tag but have lost your main device. It also has an IP67 rating, so it should be safe from dust and rain. As for the battery, the Pixel Tag takes CR2032 coin batteries, and say, Android now has a tap-to-share feature. Android's AirDrop-like quick share feature will now let some devices exchange files and contact information when tapped together. The update is coming to Pixel 6 series phones and newer starting today, according to Google's announcement, and will roll out to Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra, Fold 8, and Flip 8 soon. Android now has a tap-to-share feature. The Quick Share update makes it easier to share contact info and files between Pixel devices, and soon, Samsung phones. The tap-to-share feature uses NFC and proximity to simplify sharing, enabling users to wirelessly send contact details, photos, videos, and more by opening the Share Sheet menu and bringing the two devices close together. Quick Share's tapping update will also be expanded to more Android devices by the end of the year, according to Google, but no device models were specified. Follow topics and authors from this story to see more like this in your personalized homepage feed and to receive email updates. David Emel and Miyasato Stevie Bonifield Dominic Preston. Google's Pixel Watch 5 dives deeper into AI and health. The $399 Google Pixel Watch 5 isn't about the hardware. Sure, there's a new satin pyrite case finish, a few new strap colors, and a Steph Curry special edition. Under the hood, there's a slightly faster Qualcomm processor and an itty-bitty battery bump. There's a $50 price hike from last year, too, because the Pixel Watch 5 isn't immune to our Ray-Mageddon. None of us are. Otherwise, no one would blame you for looking at this watch and thinking absolutely nothing's changed. That's because the big updates this year are all software-based. Google's Pixel Watch 5 dives deeper into AI and health. We're talking offline Gemini, proactive AI suggestions, better GPS maps, insulin resistance trends, and a $50 price hike. Google's Pixel Watch 5 dives deeper into AI and health. We're talking offline Gemini, proactive AI suggestions, better GPS maps, insulin resistance trends, and a $50 price hike. This isn't a huge surprise considering Google's Fitbit Air launch in May. And after seeing some Pixel Watch 5 demos, it's clear this year's refresh is furthering the AI and proactive health themes that Google introduced earlier this year. Health and fitness features account for the bulk of the updates, but Google aims for influencers with the Pixel 11 Creator Suite. Google knows creators are a big audience. The occupation is growing fast, and landing some influential names could be a major turning point for the Pixel's market share. This year, Google is building features directly into its new Pixel lineup that it says can help creators record, organize, edit, and publish content faster and more efficiently than they could on other devices. Google aims for influencers with the Pixel 11 Creator Suite. The new phones are getting a bundle of features designed to help burgeoning influencers film and edit content. Creator Suite is a new mode built into the Pixel 11's camera app. The suite comes with features like a teleprompter, vocal enhancer, external microphone levels, and social media frame guides, which Google thinks will entice users who want to start building channels and have limited resources. We really wanted to do something for those folks who are creating on their phones to make it easier to do that. Make it faster to publish, fewer retakes, easier organization, and just streamline that workflow, Isaac Reynolds, who leads the Pixel camera team, tells The Verge. Reynolds says there is a massive gap between the top and bottom of the Crea. Google takes on AirTag with the new $29 Pixel tag. Alongside its announcement of a new lineup of Pixel 11 smartphones, Google on Wednesday introduced its answer to Apple's AirTag. At its Made by Google 26 event, the company unveiled a new product designed for keeping track of your valuable items, the $29 Google Pixel tag. Similar to how Apple's AirTag leverages its network of iPhones to find lost devices, the new Pixel tag uses Google's Find Hub network, which taps into Android devices around the world. Android users can add the tag to their phone's built-in Android Find Hub, which is already used to help users find their lost Android smartphones and other devices, similar to Apple's Find My. Helpfully, you can locate and ring your Pixel tag directly from your Pixel Watch, too, not just your phone. Where the Pixel tag differs from AirTag is in its look and feel. Apple's Lost Item Finder is small, round, and engravable. Google opted for a slimmer, elongated device instead. Spec by spec, the Pixel tag is 1.1 inches wide, compared to the AirTag's 1.26 inches. As the Pixel tag is oval-shaped, it's 1.8 inches high from top to bottom. Thickness-wise, the Pixel tag clocks in at a depth of 0.2 inches, compared with the AirTag's 0.31 inch. Google unveils the Pixel Watch 5 with a smarter Gemini and advanced health monitoring. At its Made by Google event on Wednesday, Google unveiled the Pixel Watch 5 with a smarter Gemini experience, as well as advanced fitness and health monitoring. The new smartwatch, which starts at $399, can track blood pressure patterns and insulin resistance, as well as deliver personalized help and better sleep tracking. Google says it's designed the watch to deliver personalized and proactive help right when it's needed. For example, the watch will proactively suggest relevant actions or information based on a text message's context, like instantly pulling up a smoothie place your sister sent you. You can raise your wrist to ask Gemini a question, handle requests like finding a nearby lunch spot with navigation, or use Gemini offline to manage timers, alarms, and workouts with your voice. The watch will also dynamically surface timely updates right at the bottom of the watch face, like flight info, ETAs, and other helpful reminders. As for the new health features, the tech giant says the smartwatch uses sensors and machine learning to track blood pressure patterns before they can put strain on your heart. Google says the feature was tested against 24-hour blood pressure monitors. Google's Pixel 11 lineup offer fewer hardware changes, but much more Gemini. For the last few years, Google's Pixel has been a showcase of new AI features, with few hardware changes from the previous year's devices. Similarly, the Pixel 11 series isn't too different in design and internals from its predecessor. However, this year's devices have more Gemini features to complete tasks in the background, including a new Whisper Flow-like transcription feature, a live translation feature that works across content, and a new camera feature that captures the right frames. AI advances on the Pixel 11 with this year's Pixel 11 series launch. Google is thinking more agentic AI to complete your tasks. With Gemini, US-based users will be able to order groceries, book rides, or get coffee, for instance. Plus, Gemini can call businesses on users' behalf for table reservations or appointments. Google said that users can take over or stop tasks at any point in time and also review transcripts for AI-operated calls. Over the next few weeks, a new slate of connected apps will be able to work with Gemini to get things done, including Granola, Otter, AI, Wix, Fever, Get Your Guide, Localiza, OpenTable, UK, Ticketmaster, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Angie, Thumbtack, and ZocDoc. The C. Google's Quick Share adds a tap-to-share mode. Alongside its Pixel 11 product launches on Wednesday, Google announced it is making fast sharing between its devices easier, with an improved version of Google's Quick Share feature, similar to Apple's AirDrop, rolling out now. The feature will now allow Android users to send their contact information, photos, videos, and more with a tap. To use the new version of Quick Share, you'll bring your Android device close to another compatible Android device for what Google calls an instant, two-way exchange. Plus, you'll be able to share photos or videos from the phone's share sheet, then tap devices together to make the exchange. The addition brings the Pixel lineup more on par with the iPhone, as it follows the launch of the NFC-powered name drop feature in Apple's iOS 17, which similarly allowed iPhone users to share contacts, photos, or videos by touching phones. The Quick Share update is rolling out starting on Wednesday on Pixel 6 and newer devices, and will soon arrive on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra, Fold 8, and Flip 8 as well. More devices will be supported by year-end, Google says. Everything announced at Made by Google 26, Pixel 11, Pixel Watch 5, Pixel Tag, and tons of Gemini features. Google is holding its Made by Google 2026 event on Wednesday, unveiling the Pixel 11 series, the Pixel Watch 5, and even a competitor to Apple's AirTag. The tech giant also used the event to show off new Gemini-powered features across its devices. Gemini gets more useful on Pixel. Google spent a good portion of the event talking about Gemini and other AI features coming to its devices. One of the more notable accessibility updates is an expansion of Live Transcribe to support American Sign Language. Using the Pixel camera, users can have sign language translated into text, giving people another way to communicate without relying on typing. Google also introduced Rambler, a new voice input feature designed to better understand the way people actually talk. Rather than requiring carefully phrased sentences, Rambler is designed to handle run-on sentences, filler words, and less structured speech while still figuring out what the user is trying to say. There are a few smaller additions, too. Circle to Search can now be accessed more directly from the Pixel camera, allowing users to identify objects, search for things in the distance, translate text, or ask questions about what's a. That's all for this news briefing. Thanks for listening. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.